guys, how are we doing? So there's a bit of action overnight, but the things I wanted to highlight was that out of the PMIs, as I said, I don't hold much sway in them, but because they're only surveys, but what is interesting is that if you look at the manufacturing figures out of Europe, and even the US, all of them are in contraction, i.e. they're under 50, and in some cases well under 50, such as German, and manufacturing equals growth. Yeah, so growth is well down. But on the flip side, except for France, all of them in services are in growth. Like they're not in contraction, they're in expansion. And the services industry is inflationary. All right? So if services are still being used, then that's inflationary because people are spending on services. That makes sense? So what you've got here is you've got growth going down, but you've got inflation coming up. And we've also got interest rates coming up. So if we're going to have a look at bond market, so you've got 10 years, US 10-year bonds up, US 2 years are up, German interest rates are off a little, but generally on the day trending slowly higher, and UK up on the day, but also generally up over the course of the year. So you've got rising inflation. So yeah, you got rising inflation, you got rising interest rates, and you've got falling growth, and that equals stagflation. So that was a bit of an interesting print overnight. On the back of that, we saw stocks. Guess what? Rally, of course. Why not? Stagflation. Let's get busy buying stocks because that'll work. But US dollar index also up. Still coming back into backfill this, which is what we were looking for anyway. Aussie dollar was surprisingly strong, didn't fall as much as one would expect, considering what have we got? Oh, wheat, oil motored, so that's good for the Aussie, and so did copper, but still a bit sideways, but the commodity index was well up, which kind of defies the whole growth picture of those PMIs. So Aussie dollar holding on well, but euro off, as you would expect, on those PMI datas, and the stronger US dollar, and heading towards our target of 110. And cable was also off. May not get down to the target that we're looking for. Finding a bit of support around these highs here. And dollar yen also just a bit sideways, dipped down, but pretty much just sideways. So all came back to fill this gap, this bar in, or most of it, which is natural. And yeah, so that's about it. Everybody's still looking for the big week ahead. Tomorrow's Aussie inflation, but Thursday morning FOMC, the big one, and then Thursday night we've got ECB also looking to raise rates in front of slowing growth. That's going to go well. Alright guys, on that note I'll leave it to you. Trade accordingly, stay safe.